Yeah, I felt good. I think it was hot tonight. So warming up didn't take long to get loose, but try to get that first inning under your belt, and fortunately I got out of that. And then CT hitting that home run, first pitch of the game. I think it kind of all it almost settled us all in a little bit. I think, and just getting that momentum early is huge, and let the crowd kind of feed off that. It was definitely as good a start as we could have hoped for.
On the right side, 4 rows back.
Clayton, can you recall your first impressions of Justin Turner when he was a non-roster invite to spring training, and how has he evolved as a hitter?
Oh, I mean, my first impressions of JT was facing him when he was on the Dayton Dragons, and he could hit, man. He could always hit, but I think just what he's been able to do, how he's been able to change his swing, kind of like CT in a sense, and but you can't teach what he's doing. No mechanics or anything can teach the mindset and the competitiveness, the clutchness, whatever that is. I mean, he just it seems like every single night he's in the right position to come up with a big hit, and we're gonna ride him because I don't know if there's an easy way to get him out, and he's been unbelievable for us.
In the back left, Clayton, Andy.
Clayton, it seemed like you got a lot of called strikes with the slider and curveball tonight. When you're facing a lineup like this, how important is it to have pitches in the zone that aren't just fastballs?
Yeah, I mean, I think this team's a really good hitting team. They hit a lot of homers, they don't strike out, and so there's a lot of there's a little room for error. So it was important for me to establish pitches, be able to throw multiple things for strikes, and I'm thankful I was able to do that tonight. And I made a few mistakes. Obviously, Bregman got me, and then threw one pretty much down the middle of Correa that he popped up. That could have gone a long way too. So, for the most part, though, it was I'll take it.
Stay in the back left, Bradford.
Clayton, you've talked about your relationship with Sandy Koufax, who of course has had some of the great World Series performances in history. I was wondering if you had any contact with him since the end of the LCS, and if you had any thoughts for you heading into this series.
I just saw him. He's here. Yeah, it's he's in our corner. He's rooting for us, and I've said it a million times, but he's a special guy. Not too many guys can have that pedigree and be the kind of man that he is, and thankful that I've gotten to hang out with him now for a little while.
We'll stay in that area. Tim?
Clayton, I hope I'm not asking too much here, but I'm curious about how you decide when you're going to drop down, what the situation typically is, what the process is. Does Austin know it's coming? I think he did it once tonight to strike out Reddick.
Yeah.
How's that process come about?
There's no process. There's really not. It just kind of like Barnesy doesn't know it's coming. He just calls a fastball, and somewhere in there in my brain it seems like a good idea, so I do it. But there's no rhyme or reason. There's no pattern. I mean, obviously, usually to left-handed batters, but other than that, it's I don't know. If I feel like I can sneak one by somebody, I'll give it a shot.
Did you ever throw that when you were young?
I threw that way like my sophomore and junior year of high school. I think I threw kind of three-quarters like that, so it's not foreign to me. Yeah, I used to do that.
On the right here, Ken.
Clayton, you pitched so many postseason games, but this was your World Series debut. Is there any extra juice as you're getting ready?
Well, I think I don't know if you can decipher between a postseason start and a World Series start. The adrenaline and everything. I feel like every game is so much more magnified, but can't really tell the difference between another postseason and a World Series start. But definitely feels good to say it was a World Series, and it feels good to say we're 1-0, and we got to come back tomorrow and do it again.
To your left, Clayton Tyler.
Clayton, when did you know that Chris Taylor was going to be as big of an impact force as he's been? What was your impression when he got here?
I mean, I don't. If somebody saw, I mean, everybody knew he was a great utility player. Like he was going to help us out in that role. But as far as being an everyday, whatever you want to put him at, shortstop, center fielder, leadoff hitter, with that type of pop, that type of at bat quality, I mean, I would never have guessed it until he started doing it. So it's been. I mean, he's one of the elite players in the game. You stack him up with other center fielders in the game. The guy, Springer and Houston. I mean, all these guys. I mean, he's pretty close to up there. So it's a definitely a good job by the organization and seeing that and trading for him. And it's just a testament to him and his work ethic. He's such a great guy, man. He works so hard at his swing, and I'm thankful he's at the top of our lineup.
Right side in the middle, towards back.
I know you've got numbers and information and scattering reports and video. But when you're dealing with a team that you haven't faced, a bunch of guys you haven't faced, is there kind of a blank slate quality to it that you kind of have to get a sense the first time through the order?
Well, anytime a pitcher hasn't faced a hitter, I feel like the pitcher has the advantage, and then the more times the hitter sees somebody, the more the advantage goes to the hitters. So with Dallas tonight and myself, there's a lot of guys that we haven't faced in each other's lineups, and that can only help the pitcher at that point. Once they start seeing you, I'm sure, they're going to have a different, not necessarily different, but they're going to have seen me now in Game 5. So it's going to be, there's going to be some adjustments to be made, just like our hitters. We've seen Keuchel now; he threw the ball well tonight. So we're going to have to make some adjustments, and it can only help those hitters if you ask them to see a guy.
We'll take 3 more in the center.
What kind of impact did the Heat have tonight?
Did who?
Did the Heat? Did the
Heat.
high
Heat. Yeah, it was hot, warming up, but once the game started, the sun went down. It didn't feel that hot. I think not much of a breeze, but I don't think it had much of an impact tonight. That's why I gave up a homer. It was too hot tonight. That's why.
Dylan on your right.
Clayton, you were rolling pretty good there. 7th inning, there was kind of that double play that wasn't. At that point, kind of what was your initial reaction to that, and how did you maybe not let those negative thoughts kind of get into your head, and how did you get through the rest of that inning?
Well, 2 outs at that point, and runner at first base with 6, 7, 8 coming up. So you've at least as a starting pitcher, you got to feel pretty confident at least getting 1 out before they can score a run, and it's so yeah, I guess that's how I did it. But that's I don't know the question really, but it felt good to get through 7, I guess, if that's what you're asking. Yeah.
And we'll take one last one on your left.
Hi, yeah, it's been 29 years since the Dodgers have been there. Did the team feel anything going in? What was the talk before the game?
Yeah, we felt stuff.
obviously,
I don't know. I think everybody deals with nerves and adrenaline a little bit differently. I don't think it has any effect that we hadn't been here in 29 years. Because you don't play baseball for that long. So other than Chase, I don't think anybody had World Series experience on our team. So it's everybody deals with it a little bit differently, and some people get a little louder, some people get a little quieter, and but once the game starts, I feel like everybody kind of settles in pretty